My people, wonder shall never end. I don't know. The kind of revelations and dreams that people are having on Queen Naomi's head and the Ooni of Ife these days. I don't know if I'm to say that they should go ahead with the marriage or they should let neglect all of these things. But they said Queen Naomi's brother, Gbenro, had a terrifying dream, something that made him say that he is not going to fold his arms and allow Queen Naomi go to that palace because that dream was so real to him and was so terrifying. According to the information in his dream, they said he was coming to palace to see Queen Naomi. You know that Queen Naomi and Kabiyesi they had their wedding in that dream. He was going to the palace to see his sister Queen Naomi. On getting to that place, he saw Queen Naomi with a wedding dress that looked like rag, teared with dirty and everything. And Queen Naomi was sitting uh, in front of the palace where there is so many dustbins. She was sitting on the dustbin, picking stuff, and she was picking something from that dustbin and eating it. And Gbenro was like, "Is this not my sister?" They said he was shocked in that dream and he rushed to Queen Naomi to go and know what is happening. You know that even if somebody is not is mad, maybe you are a sister or a brother, you won't fear that person. And they said the way Gbenro rushed to her, she was doing hey, wait, wait, as if she was kind of trying to scare Gbenro, but Gbenro refused to be scared. They said he went and grabbed her, was telling her, "What are you doing here? When did this happen? How did it go? How do we go to this stage?" And they said Gbenro was saying all of that, and Gbenro was crying. They said Gbenro was shedding tears. And when Naomi was telling Gbenro in that dream, "Why are you crying? This is my home now. This is my home." They said what she was picking from the dustbin, that she was eating it, trying to give Gbenro to eat. And Gbenro was trying to stop her. She was telling Gbenro, "No, you need to test it. It's very, very delicious. That this is the best food she have ever had." They said Gbenro was confused. Gbenro could not believe this. You know, he was like, they said he was trying to remove those dirty clothes from Queen Naomi, but if he remove it, Queen Naomi will go naked. Then he managed to grab her and they carried her by force and went to inside the palace. They said on getting inside the palace, he found out that Kabiyesi was on a rope. They tied Kabiyesi as someone who is also mad. And Gbenro was surprised and Gbenro started asking people around, why is that Kabiyesi also tied here like this? And they asked him, were you not there? Were you not in their wedding? That it was at that point now, the day they celebrated their wedding, it got to a point that they want to pronounce them as husband and wife, and they said Kabiyesi lost his senses and started acting somehow, and Queen Naomi too could not hold it. They say she ran off with that wedding gown. She ran off to nobody knows her whereabout up till today, from what they were telling Gbenro. And Gbenro was like, so they did the same thing they did to my sister, to Kabiyesi. And they started asking Gbenro in that room, what did they do to your sister? And Gbenro showed them Queen Naomi with that rag, asking them, didn't you see that my sister is not okay? That she has been picking dirty from the dustbin outside the palace. That what did they do to the both of them on that wedding day? They say Gbenro was very, very angry, such that they said he started looking for solution in that dream. They told him that first of all, you need to save your sister first. Then it is your sister that will save Kabiyesi. That was what they told Gbenro in that dream, that he needs to save his sister from the condition that she is in already before then Queen Naomi will now save Kabiyesi, who is also tied there in the palace. Then when they told him that, he now started looking for a solution. They said he got to a point where he said he saw this white garment church. He took Queen Naomi in there to see if they will pray for her to regain her self. And they told her that Queen Naomi can save herself. That is what they told him, told Gbenro in the dream. that all he needs to do is to take Gbenro to Akure. That the moment he got to Akure, take her to her church, that she will regain sanity. And they said, Gbenro said, how is that even possible? Didn't you see her condition? They said Gbenro was doubting that. And they said, they have told you, if you really want to save your sister, this is what you must do. And they said Gbenro now took Queen Naomi back to Akure. Then when they got to Akure, and they said why this thing was happening, Gbenro was recording everything. In his dream, all those things was happening. They said when he got to Akure, he took Queen Naomi to Queen Naomi's church in Akure. When they got to her altar, they said Gbenro started praying. While he was praying, all of a sudden, Queen Naomi regained sanity. And Queen Naomi was like, what am I wearing? She started looking at herself, started asking questions. Why am I on dirty clothes? They said she was asking, there's no question that she did not ask. Where is my husband? Why this? Why that? Why this? Why that? And they said when Gbenro started narrating everything to her, she was doubting it. But the only thing that could make her believe some is because she was still on that dirty clothes. So they said when she was doubting it, Gbenro have to show her the videos that he took back there in Ile-Ife. And that was when Queen Naomi could believe it. They say Queen Naomi was crying. She cried big time. She was crying and tearing her clothes. And she managed to go and remove those dirty rags. And they took her bath. And they say she was praying. She was praying for Kabiyesi. Then Gbenro wake up. Behold, it was a dream. They said Gbenro could not believe that it was a dream. And for that reason, they say Gbenro called the mother and called Queen Naomi and narrated this whole dream to them and said to Queen Naomi that you are not going back to that house. That no matter how Kabiyesi tries it, that he is not going to allow you move back to that palace. That these people must have planned something very huge against you and Ooni of Ife on that day. But I don't know what to say. At this point, I was weak. I said, sometimes dream is the plans of the enemies. Either it is happening or what has happened or what is about to happen. And the reason God revealed the plans of the enemies for his children is for them to pray and cancel it. I believe that if it is the will of God that Queen Naomi will return back to the palace, all these dreams are just what the enemies are planning. And when we pray and have faith in God, God will not allow them to manifest. But they say Gbenro is saying that his dream is always manifesting. For that reason, he's not going to give his support for Queen Naomi to return back to the palace. Thanks for watching. I want to remind you that these are all alleged information, okay? Tell me what to think about it on the comment section and give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget that they are all rumored information. Bye. Love you guys.